Hi, welcome to another segment with Dave and myself. We're going to show you some solutions today. I was going to bring you one on selenium, or I got my selenium, but we're going to show you how to make a colloidal gold. It's called the machine maceration method. I'm going to show you how to do it. This is gold. It's called gold leaf. The company that puts it out is called Lador or something.
Nice.
Okay, now the gold here is 23.75 karat gold, purely pure. The impurity in it is copper and zinc, brass. Okay, so that won't kill you. In fact, copper and zinc are antioxidants that are used for the brain and used for the rest of your body as well. So here we got something. I'll show you what it looks like. There's gold in them there paper. Okay. This stuff is something else to work with. It's a pain in the petunias. That is gold, baby. Now this is called gold leaf or gold flake, and as you can see, it will stick to you.
No kidding.
Okay, it's a lot of fun to work with. What we're going to do is we're going to put it in the blender. Okay, the last one I used was my jar blender, but my jar blender got dirty, so I can't use it right now. So we're going to strip out this. Now this is a lot of fun, I got to tell you, to play with, because it sticks all over the place, and it's all really fun to work with. I'm going to use my magic knife, my new magic knife. I got my old one on me.
Let's see it.
There we go, look at that. Aha.
I've had this one before.
Oh, so this is the other. This is the real magic. This is the old magic knife, the old one. I keep that on me for a spare.
Ah, okay.
Dave gets out of line and pull it out. Back. Okay. All right. So basically, what you're going to do is you're going to slowly. Hey, that worked out pretty good. Let go, you little bugger. Aha.
How much was something like that? Just curious. That's a thin line of gold. Holy.
Well, the whole packet when I bought this some time ago. I have no idea what it's going to go for today because it's all contingent on the price of gold. I paid $75 for this.
$75
for the whole thing.
Wow.
So.
Is there more than one?
Oh yeah, you got it. It's a book full.
Oh, okay.
So now, colloidal gold was used and has been used for treatment of bone issues. Back during the Second World War, when soldiers were being shot and their bones were broken, they would actually put that inside the wound to disinfect the wound from gangrene. And what it did was it increased exponentially the healing of the bone. They found that some severe damage was sometimes healed or healing back as little as in 3 days by using gold.
Jeez.
So it has a lot of benefit. It's a brain. It's a brain tonic as well. It's a spinal tonic. Our bodies have traces of gold in it. We have no silver, but we have gold. So, and we have copper. So this mixture basically is what it is. It's just a thing of gold. Now what we're going to do, we don't really need to do any measurements here because basically what we need to do, I forgot to bring, is my ppm thing. We can pause it and we'll test it afterwards. This will be measured close to 20 parts per million. You don't need a lot. Now the only thing about gold is you never mix it with vitamin C or any kind of acid because it can cause damage to the kidneys. On its own you are going to take vitamin C, again 2 hour window as a rule of thumb. And again, now we use the magic water. Distilled. Ooh, distilled. Get better at that.
Add it to some Lador.
Yeah, Lador and distilled. See, we're getting that French thing going.
Yeah.
We're bilingual.
There you go. That counts as bilingual.
Counts as bilingual. We're using both the 2 languages. And Dave speaks Polish, I speak Mediterranean tongue, so we can get into multilingual here.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Got a big melting pot.
Big melting pot. And there you have it. Colloidal gold. And you can see the gold film. Now there will be some residue, and again you can keep on blending it longer and longer until you get it real refined. But this is an actual colloid. This is not a nano. Okay, whoops.
Oh, is it leaking?
Leaking a wee bit, it's okay. This is, I mean, again, and the more you blend it, the more you charge the particles just through friction. Now, again, I got this, it's a weak blender, but this gives you an idea. Now, the more you blend it, you can see that it's all goldy, and it will stay that way. It'll suspend for a long time. And every so often, if it does diminish, just shake it up. You know, percuss is about 100 percussions, and it'll resuspend. Okay, and I've done this with many a times. And usually the suspension will hold for usually a couple months, I found. And then basically when I repercuss it, it'll suspend again for another. Now sometimes if you want, you can mix this with an aloe vera gel, which will, or liquid, which will keep the suspension of these molecules there in suspension. And if you were running a laser, which I forgot to bring as well, we could see the Tyndale effect, you know, that you're looking for, that straight beam through the laser. So here we have it.
I do have a question about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is classified as like a, because colloidal silver and colloidal copper were much different processes.
Yeah,
you know, energizing the plate and now I understand having a gold plate like that would be super expensive.
No, actually, you can do it that way too. This was an old method they used to use back in the 1910, 1920s. Doing it again. And like I said, you may have to repeat the process. See, it's a little bit smoother and it's less.
Yeah, they broke down a little bit more. Yep.
So you may have to repeat the process, and you can see that the water itself is getting more goldy color here. See, it's getting more yellow.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm just going to put it in here, and I'll work on it because this thing's leaking, and we have a puddle here, and Noah's Ark will be floating down the river, and
we're just talking about Moses floating down the river.
And Moses floating down the river, down him too. Yeah, there we go. So then, now, because like I said, I mean, and again, you can still, even in the light, you can see the particles there are floating all over, but they are suspended.
Let me see if I can zoom in here.
1 second. If I drop it. Alright, here we go. See there? You can see, well, if you can't see it, you can try this at home. You'll see in the light that the molecules are suspending and they are sitting, they're stationary. And again, you may have to do the process 3 or 4 times to get it completely broken down. But you can see the particles. These are in a micron level. That is what a colloid really is. And when you hear all this bullshit about, well, if you combine the colloids, you get a nano, that's not true. Nano will aggregate and agglomerate, and the particles get bigger, not smaller. Okay, you're not going to reduce a micron to a nano. The difference in size is huge. And so anyone who's selling this or perpetrating this has no idea what nanoparticles are. Nanoparticles are anything metallic nano. I don't care what it is. Nano iodine, nano selenium, nano silver, nano gold, nano copper, nano magnesium, nano calcium are lethal. They have no place in the body. None. On a micron level, your body can use it and discard it. The silver products are being sold in the market today, and I encourage everybody to contact these companies that you're buying these products from and ask them if they are nano. And if you're still not sure about nanotoxicology, then you go to my website, augmentinforce.com. There are 7 links on nanotechnology there, 7 of them, and 1 of them is on nanotoxicology. And you will see 10 metals that are in a nanoscale. And your vitamins have titanium dioxide and aluminum lake, which is a nanometal. And when you read about titanium being on a nanoscale, you're going to say, oh, shuzbut, what am I putting in my body? Where is this shit winding up? Is it in my brain? Has it gone into my spleen? Has it gone into my liver? Has it gone into my reproductive system? Does my seed carry this nano? Does the egg carry the nano? Are the ovaries carrying the nano? Are the breast cavity carrying the nano? These are questions you need to ask Why are we having cancer? Is it because your acids are alkaline? Possibly. Or is it because something is triggering a mechanism in your body to imbalance homeostasis that's causing the cancers to mutate, like nanoparticles? I'm pointing this out because some of the things we've been told in the health industry is not correct at all. In fact, a lot of it's just bullshit. When you're talking cancers and other things, it has to do with an environment. And you have to consider that since 1960, we've all been exposed to nanoparticulates from the atmosphere. 1970, they put it in the food supply, organic or not, and they didn't tell us. As a result of 4 decades of consuming nanoparticles and now being sprayed with them, and then getting activated so they can assemble inside your body, you are having lupus, fibromyalgia, restless leg syndrome, heart failure because of the stress on the body, kidney failure, kidney strain, lower back issues. Lower back issues are a result of nanoparticles being dumped out of the kidneys. Okay, this is spraying us like cockroaches with nanoparticles. Your fields are being sprayed with nanoparticles using glyphosates and other endocrine disrupting chemicals on a nanoscale. You can't wash it off. If you are going to eat vegetables, they should be underground, not above. This is the rule of thumb. So this is not a nano, and as you can still see, oh look at that, she's still suspending.
See if I can get it again, I guess.
You want to try here?
Sure. It's too bright.
Too bright?
Yeah.
How about that?
No, it's just
Too bright?
it's too bright, yeah.
Okay.
Just the way the camera's set.
Okay. Don't take my word for it. Make it yourself and then see what you get. Okay. Anything before we do another item? Any questions may have popped up?
Well, I guess
Now this, okay, before we go, percussing. This is how we percuss. Just so you know. Percussing means to strike. So, that's a percussion. So let's say you do this 100 times. Say it does settle, and you do this about 100 times. What it'll do is it'll keep on breaking the particles, and it will charge the particles, because the particles will hit each other, creating a static charge, and again, they'll suspend. So here. And as you can see, dun-da-da, suspension.
yeah,
The gold has risen.
to the like as I'm looking at it, I can see it,
Okay.
but it's not coming through
Okay, well,
visually.
They can do the. Now,
There you go.
Give them a reason to do the experiment.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you're using this stuff, you use about a half a teaspoon. Okay. If you use these kind of things, you only use them for a couple of days at a time, and then take a break for a couple of days. Allow the body to pass the stuff through, because this will accumulate as well. It is a metal. It has a benefit, but also it has to be used properly in order so it doesn't cause you problems. Again, do not mix it with a ascorbic acid. When you combine the two, this will then shred the kidneys. Okay, so separate. If you're using ascorbic acid to keep the immune system boosted, and you want to try this for whatever reason, again, 2-hour window. Okay, 2 hours either way. All right, I think we've covered it all.
Well, if it's going to accumulate, then shouldn't it be a longer window?
No,
like if
2 or 3 days. No, 2 or 3 days, and then it's done. It's passed through. Like
yeah.
You're only using it for a couple of days, and then taking a couple of days break. Now, if you want to further take this out of the body, use some sort of fat. Doesn't matter what, wheat germ oil, saturated fat, coconut oil, butter, whatever. The fat, again, will aggregate or agglomerate this thing, pick it up, and again, will allow it to be, again, pulled out of the system.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I was going to say just a fun fact, unverified, but I heard from someone in the U.S. who lives like amongst the Amish that is it Mennonite or Amish? I forget. I'm pretty sure it's Amish, but that they don't have either. I'm not sure if they just don't have record keeping, but they don't have any cases of cancer. So there's something about what they're doing, either with their food chain or what have you, in their style of living, where they don't have any documented cases of cancer. So,
it's you know what, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't eat a lot of shit that we're processed. I mean, I'm buying unpasteurized milk from a farm. I own a cow now, so I'm getting my milk straight from the cow's, milk producer.
Yeah.
A couple of tugs, and here's a jug, and here I go.
Couple tucks.
You know.
Holy.
And I'm getting my yogurt from them now as well, and I'm getting my eggs from them now. And I'm adding colostrum. I found a colostrum product here in Canada, from Canada of all places, that colostrum is actually 98.6. The New Zealand stuff I found was only 10% colostrum and 90% milk. So you're paying $60 for this little thing of milk with some colostrum. So anyway, it has made it. My muscles have actually gotten thicker. My legs have gotten thicker. I'm getting broader, and got to watch my belly now because if I eat too much of this stuff, I'll get all, look like a Buddha. Buddha. All right. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, raw unpasteurized milk is everything that your body has, your blood has. It can actually renew the blood, and it has been used to knock out cancer because of the transfer factors and the GCMAF and other things that are in the milk that is not normally found in the pasteurized or processed milk. So all you vegans are all against milk, you know what? To you on that one. You go ahead and do your tofu, whatever that you guys do, and when you guys have the pancreatic and the thyroid and thymus and esophageal cancers, then you come see me and I'll get you on the milk. The real food that you should be consuming, not this soy shit that they sold you on. All right, that's the real health food. Real unpasteurized milk, unpasteurized dairy, or fermented dairy. Those are the things that help actually stabilize the genetic code, which we're going to talk about in future segments. All right, while we're doing this, we're just going to keep it rolling. We're going to do a zinc citrate formula.
You want to do a combined video?
Yeah, we're going to do a solution. We call it solutions. You know.
Okay.
We're going to make a solution. All right. What I got here? I have here zinc oxide. Uh-oh. Zinc oxide. What we're going to do is we're going to put about 20 grams of zinc oxide in here. Don't. It's 3. Oh, this is going to take a while. 6.
How much did you say? 60?
No. We're going to put 20 grams.
20 grams.
Okay, that one went to 13. 16. We might be there.
So.
Perfect. Oh, look at, like I knew what I was doing.
Oh,
shit. Lied to me.
Okay. Gravity through it.
Okay, now that's okay. We're a little bit over. A little bit under. It's not going to be the end of the world. So we're going to put 20 grams of zinc. This is going to take some time. I'm going to really wash my knife afterwards because this is acid. We're going to be fooling around with acid, man.
Jeez.
We're going to do some acid. Oh, yeah. From my generation, acid.
Since we're doing a combined, one of my thoughts that I forgot to ask was, you mentioned since the 70s they've been doing nano. Now, that's verified? Someone discovered that? Like,
it's been verified. Verified, validated, and again, they didn't tell us anything. They sold us on this bullshit about organics, which the FDA, not the FDA, the USDA, what a bloody joke that is. I got a document stating that the USDA has hijacked that organic labeling. All the organics that you're buying, majority of them, are just bullshit. They're still spraying glyphosates, they're irradiating them, and/or they're storing them in silos with sulfurofluoride. Ooh, fluoride with sulfur. Let's go right to the thyroid. Let's not pass go. Let's not collect $200. Let's just go take out the thyroid. Let's wipe out the iodine in the body. Oh, yeah. Now I'm going to put 500 grams of this. Or, yeah, 500. No, 100. Shit, too much. 100 grams. I'm going to put the zinc on the bottom up a little bit more. Like I knew what I was doing.
excuse me, some of that powder got in my nose.
No dying on the job here, eh?
Some of that acid got in my nose.
You're just doing acid. You're just an acid freak.
Jeez. Sorry, sweetie. I'm doing drugs today.
Okay, good enough.
There we go.
And the rest now is going to be water. So, let's see, where's my chart?
Didn't you put 10 grams at the zinc? Because you were reading at 102 there.
Yeah, so 10 grams and
then 100 grams, so you're 8 grams short.
Yeah, hold on a second here.
It's rocket science, Tony.
Yeah, we got to add another 10 grams. You're right. You're right. I'm going to borrow. I got one there. I got one there. Aha! So there. Yeah. So, zinc is. Yep, 116 grams. Okay, so we're right in the ballpark. We should be now. Boom.
There you go.
Shot. Like I knew what I was doing. If you make people feel confident, he doesn't know what he's doing. All right, so we got our 110 grams. We're gonna make sure this thing's tight because she leaked. Now, putting 500 mils of water, which is 16 ounces. We have the way up there. No, it's not right. That's metric still. Aha, 2 cups. Okay. Let's see here. So now we put this in. Actually, I don't need that. I just measure it here. Alrighty. Oh, bubble, bubble. Toilet in trouble. Get that a little bit more water. I might be off on the count that measurement there. So that's now, and then we give it a little bit of a spin. First we got to put it in there. Okay. Wait a minute. You may need to add more water. You don't put enough water in there. That will clear up very quickly on its own. The acid breaks down the zinc. Have to add more. That is enough. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to pour that into a glass container, see-through. And eventually you'll see it, break it down, and it'll be as transparent as water. And when you
it's transparent as water from this.
Yeah.
So is this just a lot of air, or like air oxidization?
Yeah, it'll break the acid, will break down the zinc, and then because it's an oxide. It's like a baking soda, carbonation, and so once the oxides they'll clear up, and then what you've got is a zinc citrate. And so, again, to take 1 teaspoon of this will give you approximately 160 milligrams of zinc. So when you use this, you can see it's starting to clear up now. When you use this, make sure you are using a 1/4 teaspoon, which gives you approximately 41 to 42 milligrams per 1/4 teaspoon. So this is your zinc solution that you're buying at a health food store, paying 25 or 30 bucks for a little bottle like this. And as you can see, I've got 500 mils of this solution right in my, so you can see it. It's clearing up. It'll clear up because again it'll break down, and as a result, you have. What do use biggie? We'll use a biggie. Dun, 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 dun. Aha! Like I knew what I was doing. As you can see, it's clearing up. Okay, it's breaking the acid's breaking down the zinc, and this will be transparent. It'll be completely transparent. So what we'll do is I'll pour in here now. Oop.
Got that effect.
Stupid thing is leaking. See, look, it's already coming out clear. It's already clarified. See it?
Yep.
And that's your zinc citrate. Which you guys are spending mega dollars on at a help, and a lot of that shit's got crap in it, suspensions and all this stuff that. So you guys got a little bit more. So there you go, and it's clear. It's already clarified. Zinc citrate, and you can see here, just to validate what I'm saying. So you put it in the brown bottle, we can't tell, we can't see it. Dun, da, da. There you go. See?
Okay.
Look at that. Like we knew what we were doing.
Well, it went out of camera for a second, so you could have swapped it.
I could have.
Yeah.
I can do that. My name
You're
is
a magician.
My name is Houdini.
You're
Ooh.
Tony Blaine.
Houdini.
You ever watched any of David Blaine? David Blaine.
There you go. See?
No, you don't know?
No.
Oh yeah, he's pretty good.
Just like you didn't know about Mork and Mindy, I don't know about David Blaine.
Oh.
No, Mork and Mindy's ancient history. That guy's old.
Just dated yourself, Tony.
It's okay. I'm like wine. The older I get, the better I am. This is what they tell me anyway. Again, I'm gullible that way. I believe some of these things.
That's awesome. Well.
See, look at that. Oh my God! Look, clarify. Dun 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 dun. Now, because I add a little bit more water, I should have measured it in the 16-ounce container, and just added another 30 mils or another ounce to it, which because 500 mils is 17 ounces. But okay, I have approximately now maybe 21, 22 ounces. So the measurements are going to be slightly lower because the dilution factor. But you get the idea. If you take 500 mils or 17 ounces of distilled water, 100 grams of citric acid and 20 grams, sorry, should have been 80 grams actually, 80 grams of citric acid and 20 grams of zinc oxide, and you blend it like this, you are going to get a solution that's going to give you per teaspoon 161, almost 162 milligrams of zinc, which zinc citrate now because it's become zinc citrate. This can be a problem taking that much zinc, so you're better off taking zinc in small increments, especially if you're dealing with all kinds of health issues or if you're trying to produce high levels of SOD. You can take this solution and mix it with the copper solution that you made through either electrolysis or through extraction. The ratio should be, according to the current research, is about 15 to 1. Now, I don't go by that for myself. I make my own measurements based on what I see work for me, and you should do the same. But for those of you starting off, in other words, if you are putting this in there for every 1 ounce of copper, okay, colloidal copper, you might want to put in, again, according to them, 15 ounces of zinc in order to get that ratio. Now, you could also do it in another way. You can do it based on the measurement factor. If you're looking at a teaspoon of a colloidal copper that you make, let's say it's a 400 part per million colloidal copper that you made, that will be equivalent to 2 milligrams. Parts per million is equivalent to microgram. So if you're taking 400 part per million, it's equivalent to saying the same thing as 400 microgram. 1 teaspoon is then 2 milligrams of copper. So if you're going to do the ratio, that would mean you would need a quarter teaspoon of this to 1 teaspoon of copper. That will give you your 15 to 1 ratio, because this is 40 milligrams. It's going to give you a little bit more than 15 to 1, because this is going to give you 40 milligrams, that's going to give you 2. So if you divide that in half, again, you would need 15 milligrams per 1 milligram of copper, so that's 30 milligrams. You're getting 40, so you're well within the range. Now play with it, because you don't have to follow that measurement. I found that I've been taking copper and zinc 1 to 1, and I'm still here, and I'm functioning, and I'm healing, and my genetic code is regenerating and repairing, because you need zinc and copper to regenerate the genetic code. Anything you're going to ask before I make you forget?
No, your formula's clear as mud, sir.
Okay. Well, it was mud, but look at it. She's cleared up. That's the goal. Sorry. Look, it's cleared up, completely clear. You know, it's. I mean, even if you were to take a look, completely clear.
We haven't done the ultimate test, though.
What, is it safe?
Yes. Remember?
Is it safe? Now, that's a relative term. Let me answer that question a different way, because me and Dave have done this now for several years, and I have talked to every kind of person known to man on the YouTube. I had no idea that I was dealing with this many different types of people, aliens, UFOs, and God knows what else has come on my channel. MK Ultra, you know, the Illuminati, who knows? And when you guys ask me this question, is it safe? It is safe, provided you have common sense, which I find is lacking for a lot of you. especially those of you who come on, they're trying to be intimidating and asinine with me on the program. You guys ask some of these questions, and I know damn well that majority of you are asking some of these questions are not real people. You're assholes, personified, and I understand this. Now, the rest of you who are really trying to learn something, some of you need to really understand what zinc does, before you even start making these things, or what copper does, or what gold does. You need to do the research. And I know some of you say to me all the time, who are we going to trust? That's a very legitimate question today, because you have got, again, assholes personified in this health industry today, and it has become a farce. You got people knocking ascorbic acid. I had one person come out and try to give me some research. Oh, some doctor said blah, blah, blah. And I said to him, what about that guy in New Zealand? So I'm going to try to put this ascorbic acid myth to death. What about that guy in New Zealand that had H1N1 and used ascorbic acid? Wow, all this rhetoric about how this doesn't work, and it's not good, it's not complete, and this isn't going to do jack shit, blah, blah, blah. It cured this guy. Maybe somebody's trying to sell you a line of bullshit.
Can you, what was his name?
I don't know. It made the news. It was global news. You couldn't miss it. But today, people get so caught up on the bamboozle because somebody's a doctor. Doctor said this. Oh, doctors are not God. Last I checked, there's only one of those, and he's not talking these days. So the guys that you're dealing with, who profess to be some kind of a God, these are godly, stupid people, because they have no idea about who God is, number one, and number two, they have no idea what they're talking about. But they can sell you a line of bullshit to sell you an expensive $75 product of vitamin C, which is very little vitamin C and a whole lot of bioflavonoid, and they got you convinced that you got to have that in it in order for it to work. Go to orthomolecular.org. Go to my website, augmentinforce.com. Look at the research done by Cathcart, Roth, and there was another one there, Pauling. They did the research. It has 80 years of substantial evidence that it works. So I was going to try to sell you this in the internet. Seriously, tell them to take a long walk off a short dock with an anchor around their neck. That's how much bullshit they're selling you. This zinc is a liquid form. The gold that we showed is a liquid form. Again, just give it a bit of a percussion every so often, or shake, and there you go. She's again. You can see it's becoming more refined, more and more. So it's breaking down as well. So again, this is an actual colloid, and it's called a machine maceration method. It was done again way back in the early 1900s, before they got into electrolysis. That's how they used to make a lot of these things back then. All right. Again, I'm pointing these things out for your benefit, so you first and foremost, you don't get suckered, you don't get bamboozled, you don't get bullshitted, you don't get sold on a bill of goods that means nothing. And it has to do with MLMs, multi-level marketing. Again, hang on to your wallet, because it's going to be a raping if you concede. Do not listen to some of these experts who are selling this exotic form of something or another, because this doesn't work, yet it has worked for 80 years, and all of a sudden it doesn't work. Again, use this. Use this. Save this. Keep it closed. Buy what you need, buy as you need it, but keep it. Don't get sucked in. That's all I'm trying to say to you. All right, and make it yourself. Best thing you could do. All righty. To the next segment. To your health.